Yo, what is up, YouTube? Back with another video. Today, we are going over the Cleveland Browns schedule. First of all, I want to point out that the Cleveland Browns are one of my least favorite football teams in the NFL because I am a Steelers fan. But I will not let that fact be a bias in this video. And at the end of the video, you're going to see why. Alright, so this team had one of the more surprising seasons last year. Coach Kevin Stefanski completely turned this team around. Great coaching and brought this team to an 11-5 record. Third place in the AFC North wild card, and they beat the Steelers in the wild card round. Almost beat the Chiefs in divisional, but this team did really good last year. Made a lot of improvements, and I guess you could say there was a really big help from two players, Nick Chubb and Myles Garrett. Their defensive line was pretty solid. Myles Garrett was an absolute force, and the Browns' running game was really elite. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt went off. I'm not going to say Baker Mayfield's good because I don't think he is, but this team is really good just because of their running offense. So let's look at their schedule. So the Cleveland Browns came in third place in the AFC North. So they play easier teams compared to their divisional rivals, Steelers and the Ravens. And it's pretty good for them because they have a pretty difficult schedule. The AFC North does. And the Browns playing easier teams compared to the Steelers and Ravens. It's definitely a benefit for record next year. Some people are saying the Browns are going to, be like the second or third best team in the league. I don't understand why, but I do think this team's going to have a good record. So, week 1, the Browns play the Chiefs at Kansas City in Arrowhead Stadium. This is a rematch of the divisional rounds. Many people think the Browns are going to upset this game. I don't know why. So, yeah, I got the Chiefs winning this game. It's in Kansas City. The Chiefs are just one of the best teams probably I've ever seen. I don't think Patrick Mahomes has ever lost a game in September. Week 1, the dude's insane. I don't see the Browns winning. Give the Chiefs the W. Week 2, the Browns play at home against the Texans. This is one of the easiest games on their schedule. Like I said, since they came in third place, they play easier games, and this is one of them. They host the Texans at home. I think the Texans are going to be one of the worst teams in the league, and I think this is going to be a pretty easy win for the Browns. Give them the win here. Week 3, the Cleveland Browns have another home game in a row. They have a home game against the Bears. This is very lucky for Browns fans because, the QB situation in Chicago, I think it's going to be up in the air at this point. This could be Justin Fields' first start. It could be Andy Dalton playing. Either way, the Bears offense ain't playing good in this game. They're very fortunate. They play the Bears this early in the year, and I think the Browns get the win once again. So week 4, Browns play at the Vikings. After 2 pretty easy home games and wins, I think the Browns go on the road, play a pretty strong road performance against the Vikings. As many of you know, the Browns coach, Kevin Stefanski, was the former Vikings offensive coordinator. The Browns defense is really good, and just the fact that Kevin Stefanski knows everything about the Vikings, how do the Browns not win this game? Give the Browns the win. Week 5, they play the Vikings. Week 6, they go on the road once again, and they play at the Chargers. So I think the fact that they play 2 road games in a row could be physically exhausting, and that could be bad. I think the Chargers are going to be a really good team next year. Justin Herbert, I think if you saw the Chargers at the end of the year last season, you could just tell they have such a bright future. I think the Chargers play a really good game, and I think the Browns are favored, but the Chargers get the upset at home. I just think the Chargers pop off. I think any team could win this game 50-50. I pick the Chargers to win this one. So the week after that, the Browns play at home against the Cardinals. So this is one of the games that was added to the Week 18 or Week 17 schedule, 17th game of the year. This is against an NFC team for the Browns, and they play the third place Cardinals from the NFC West. I think the Cardinals are going to be really good, but I think the Browns are better, and it's at home. This should be a win for the Browns. So the week after this, they play at home once again against the Broncos. I think the Broncos are one of the weakest teams in the league, and this should not be a competition. Browns win this game. And the week after this, they play at home against the Steelers. So I want the Steelers to win this game, as you probably could tell, but I think they win. I think they lose. I think the Browns beat the Steelers. Steelers haven't won in Cleveland. Ben Roethlisberger hasn't played in any of those games, though, so it doesn't even count. I think the Steelers have a good opportunity to win this game. Probably might, but just the fact that the Browns get 3 home games in a row, and they play the Broncos week before, I think the Browns get the win. And a lot of heated stuff is going to happen in this game. I'm calling it right now. So the week after that, they play on the road against the Bengals. I think the Steelers beat them up pretty bad. I think everyone's going to be exhausted. But the Bengals, really, bro. I think this is going to be a choke game for the Browns, but I still think they're going to win. But I'm calling it right now. If there's any game the Browns are heavily favored to win and they choke, it's going to be at the Bengals week 9. But I still believe the Browns get the win. Definitely a better team. The week after that, the Browns play at the Patriots. So I think the Bengals give them I think they maybe give them a reality check in this game. Maybe the Bengals even win. But the week after that, they play the Patriots. So, this could be an awakening for the Browns. They need to win this game badly. It could be playoff seeding, all that kind of stuff. But honestly, at this point, I think the Patriots might be a little bit scary. And the Browns choke this game. I think they're probably going to be favored to win. They're definitely probably going to be a better team. But the Patriots somehow get the win right here. The week after that, the Patriots play at home against the worst team in the league, the Detroit Lions. Give them the win here. Easiest win for the Browns all year. And the week after that, they play at the Baltimore Ravens. So at this point in time, the Browns haven't had a bye week. Every other team in their division has had a bye week at this point. The Browns have one of the latest bye weeks in the season for any team. This is during week 13. And week 14, week 12, they play the Ravens, okay? So they don't have a bye week until week 13. They play the Ravens week 12. This is in Baltimore. I think the Ravens just hand it to the Browns, honestly. Just pure exhaustion from the Browns, mentally fatigued, physically weak probably. I just think the Ravens hand it to the Browns, and this is going to be like one of the worst games of their year, by far probably. The NFL so generously gifts them a bye week after they play the Ravens. I guess that's a good thing, but their bye week is very late in the season, week 13. That is a pro and a con. So week 14, who they play? Once again, they play the Ravens. So after I think they're going to get absolutely destroyed by the Ravens, week 12, they play them once again after a bye week, okay? So I think the Browns get their stuff together. They understand why they lost. They have a whole 2-week break to think about it. And then they play the Ravens again. I think the Browns, they make their adjustments and they win this game against the Ravens in Cleveland. This game was really close last year, but as you may know, Lamar had to use the bathroom, and when he was back, bro, that dude was insane. Give the Browns the win here. The week after that, they play the Raiders week 15. We saw this game last year, I think, in Cleveland, and the Raiders won in a very, I think, short-scoring game or small-scoring game. It's like 10-3 or something. I don't remember the exact score. It was something like that. Browns lost, but that's not going to happen. I think the Raiders, really bad team. Many think they're a playoff team every year. They keep saying this stuff, but it never happens. Browns get the win. So the week after that, they play at the Green Bay Packers. So, honestly, if Aaron Rodgers is playing, no shot. But I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be returning to Green Bay next season. I think Jordan Love is going to be playing in this game. And honestly, don't even think it's a competition. I think the Packers literally might be one of the worst teams in the league if Aaron Rodgers is gone. And I think he's going to be gone. I think the Browns get the win here. The week after that, they play on the road once again against the Steelers. I think the Steelers win this game. They get their revenge from the loss they had week 8. We saw this in the playoffs. I really don't want to see the same thing, but I think the Steelers and Browns split their series 1-1. And week 18, our last game of the year, the Cleveland Browns play at home against the Bengals. A very lucky week 18 game, home game. Worst team in the AFC North, one of the worst in the league. Get the win against the Bengals. So at the end of all this, I think the Browns finish the season 12-5. Maybe I'm being a little bit generous. Maybe they get an even better record. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Adios.